In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the curves tool. So this can be found on the adjustment layers. Now, curves is just another leveling tool. So it does have some similarities to levels that we've just used. So to find the curves tool, if you go to your adjustment layers, and it's the third one on the top row. Now, as you can see, like I said, there are some similarities. So here we have the histogram that's recording the pixels within our image. So just a reminder, here on the right hand side are our highlights. Here we have our shadows, and then here we have the midtones. So what this is telling me is this particular image does have quite a lot of highlights, and also those midtones are sort of edging towards highlights themselves. So it's quite a bright image. And when you look at it, you can see here it is very bright. Now, we have to apply those same principles that we did when we were leveling our image. So all we're doing is adding contrast to the image. So here you can see a grid. What I'd like you to do is click and create an anchor point. Now here, where our shadows are, we're just going to pull those shadows down to make them darker. Okay. And then if we go up here to the grid, so where our highlights are, click again, and we just move that up, you can see that the highlights are getting lighter. So we're adding contrast to that image. Exactly the way that we did using the leveling tool. Now, a nifty feature on the Photoshop is that it actually already has presets in the curves. So here where it says preset and custom, you can click and it's got all these presets that you can use. So if you wanted sort of a medium contrast, you can apply that. Now presets are good to use to learn how to edit using curves. So you can see here, to add a medium contrast to this image, you can see that the anchor points are in a slightly different area. Like, you can always go back in there and add further contrast if you need to. So it might be that you start off with a preset and then slightly edit that. So that is curves. One thing that I would say, one tip in curves, is that you shouldn't really have any steep curves within this line, because one thing that you don't want to do, like when you're leveling, is you don't want to lose any detail within the image. So try and avoid any steep curves. The curve really should mimic the curve of the histogram. So you can see here the image is getting lighter, so that curve should mimic that.